Hey, science learners, welcome to Will Seeds Grow in the Dark or Do Plants Need Light to Grow experiment. So if you have already created a page in your science journal for Will Seeds Grow in the Dark, it looks kind of like this. It's on my page 10. Then you need to flip to that page and go ahead and open up. If you have not created, for some reason or another, Will Seeds Grow in the Dark or Do Plants Need Light to Grow, then you need to create a page for that purpose. Okay, so I would take a minute and flip in your journal or on a sheet of loose leaf paper. So you have it. And write the question, will seeds grow in the dark? Do plants need light to grow? And then I need us to set up cups. We need warm light cup and warm dark cup. And day one, when we plant our seeds, they should look like a paper towel. And then there should be 2 seeds. And we went ahead and did that already. So some people should have it. And you need to look in your journal first so you aren't making duplicate pages. But if you don't have it in your journal, go take a minute, pause the video, and copy this down. You also need a spot, of course, at the bottom of the page for your class claim and your class evidence and your wonders spot. Okay. So today, we're going to take a look at some seeds that we already planted. One we planted and left in a warm light area, and one we planted and left in a warm dark area. And so in our previous experiment, we tested cold and warm, and we found that the seed in the warm dark place grew even though it was dark. And it prompted a lot of questions. What do plants need to grow? Well, definitely plants need it to be warm. We found that out for sure in our experiment. And we found out that you still have to put water. Plants definitely need moisture to grow. But plants don't need soil to grow. And we found that out in an experiment we did with bags and cups. But do plants need light to grow? Because that was another thing that you guys told me that plants needed to have. So we tested this. Is what we're testing is, do they need light to grow? And so let's take a look at the first one. Let's take a look at the warm light cup, okay? So this is my warm light cup, and all I did was plant the seeds, the 2 seeds, right? And I stuck them in the windowsill of my classroom right behind me. And look what happened. Exactly what you thought would happen, right? And look at the lovely shade of green that this plant is. Do you see it? Oh, it's nice and green. I can put my hand behind it so you see it better. So it grew, and it grew leaves, and it turned green, and it did all the things that I know a plant's going to do. So I need to document that in my journal where it says warm light. So I'm going to draw, and I had 1 seed come up and 1 not. So I'm going to draw this one, and I'm going to draw its leaves. And there, I see this little cotyledons on the side. And it's got roots in that paper towel. And my scientific sketching needs to be A, B, C, D, E, right? So accurate, big, colorful, detailed, and explained. So I'm going to add work on the colorful. I've got a dark green, and I'm going to color my seedling dark green, and then it had yellowy roots, and the seed coat was brown, so I'm going to use a yellow and a brown. Color my seed brown, my seed coat, and my roots were that yellowy color. And I'm going to put some notes. That's the explained. I'm going to say it was dark green leaves. And I could see it all right there. Do you see it? Looking good. All right. That was my warm light cup. Now I'm going to look at my warm dark cup. This is my warm dark cup. Did it grow? It did. Even in the dark, it grew. But can you tell the difference? They were planted at exactly the same time. Let me hold them up for a comparison. Can you see it now? It grew, but is it a dark green like the other one? Definitely not. So we got to document those changes. So I'm going to draw my seeds and it grew. And it had one little leaf. See it? One little leaf there on the end. And it definitely had those cotyledons just like the other one, and roots. And so this time I'm not going to use as dark a green. I'm going to use a lighter green color. But I'm still going to color in my seeds and the roots the same, because the seeds and the roots look the same. And so you can see it's definitely a different color, isn't it? So will seeds grow in the dark? Yes. Yes. Seeds will grow. I think seeds will grow. I got to use that I think. I think seeds will grow in the dark. But do plants need sunlight? Do plants need light? Well, obviously there's a difference between the light cup and the dark cup. So what effect does light have on seeds? Light makes plants turn green, greener. Do you know why? Good for you. Plants turn green because they use that green color inside the plant cell. You remember they had those chloroplast things that we talked about on the plant cell day? Those chloroplasts are where the plant makes the food. It's kind of like the kitchen, where all the stuff comes together to make the plant food. Chloroplasts make plants green. So plants that are making their own food are green. And plants that have no light can't make their own food, because that's one of the ingredients for their food. So they don't turn green because they don't have it. So do plants need light? Plants need light eventually to make their own food. I gotta write that down. Plants need light to make food. I think seeds will grow in the dark. Plants need light to make food. What proof do I have that seeds will grow in the dark? Well, in the experiment, both seeds sprouted, didn't they? They both grew. But one was dark green and the other was light green. Because one couldn't make its own food. If I were you, I'd pause the video and write this down. Both seeds sprouted, they grew. One was dark and the other was light because it couldn't make food. So here's a good question. If I took this, our dark seed, and I put it in the windowsill, what do you think would happen? Let's write that in wonders. What would happen if I moved the dark seed to the windowsill? What would happen if I moved the dark seed to the windowsill? Wouldn't that be fun to find out? All right, science learners. Thank you for your help today. See ya.